I saw the Mario Brothers movie, and I have some thoughts on it. So my honest thoughts on the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I remember actually going to the movie theater when I saw the original 1993 Mario movie. I was there like opening weekend, so it was interesting in my life. I got to see two Mario Brothers movies day one. Who would have thought? After everything that the original Mario Brothers movie went through, I remember even seeing it as a kid, kind of being like, all right, this is kind of strange. It's kind of off. There was things about it that were, it felt like I was watching Total Recall with Bob Haskins and John Leguizamo in it to an extent. So I was a little anxious about this one, especially when it was the people that make Minion movies, Illumination. So I was pleasantly surprised. The trailer showed a lot of promise, especially the Mario Brothers plumbing trailer with the old school rap song from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. But right away, right off the bat, I was eased right into it because this movie had so much fan service, so many Easter eggs in every nook and cranny. Like, this became an Easter egg hunt, like all freaking 90 minutes of it. And right at the beginning, and I'm going to try not to do too much in way of spoilers, but when you look inside the pizzeria that they're at, you see the arcade machines and the portraits on the wall of boxers and stuff. I was like, wow, there's actually references to other Nintendo games. And you see this also in Mario's room, actually. And for the first time ever, we get to see the rest of the Mario family. Besides Luigi and Mario, we see a full-fledged Mario family, even though we really don't get their names. I wish we would have gotten some of the names, but a big, fun Italian family. So there's a little bit of character building in way of Mario and Luigi that we hadn't seen in the past, which I really like that. Because all we really ever gotten is that they're plumbers and they rescue the princess and their brothers. That's it. Now we get to see their family. We get to see their rooms. We get to see their, like, a lot more personality. And I liked it. Now, let's talk about Chris Pratt as Mario. I think he did a rather good job. It didn't seem like he tried to be too over the top, which I really appreciate that. He didn't try to copy Charles Martinet. There was little references to Charles. In fact, a cameo, I'm not going to tell you where, Charles had like one or two lines basically in the movie. So at least they got him in there, right? But Chris Pratt, I think, did a pretty good job. He wasn't over the top. He didn't try to sound like a stereotypical Italian. Charlie Day, I'm a big fan of Charlie Day. Always have been since, the Always Sunny in Philadelphia series. He knocked it out of the park as Luigi. I think Mario and Luigi were casted perfectly. They had funny scenes. Their characters were just perfect. They interacted great. The scenes where they were together, I loved. Right off the beginning, when you see, the world that they're in, when you just see them interact as characters, loved it. Once the movie begins and you get to the plot, I did like it. I did like how they managed to go from Brooklyn to the Mushroom Kingdom and vice versa and stuff. I like how they separated the real world from the Mushroom Kingdom. I thought it was really creative. The movie had a lot of great colors, which is to be expected with the people that made like Minions and Despicable Me and all that. There was a lot of music here that came directly from the games, a lot of different variations. You'd hear like a jingle and you'd be like, oh, that's the song from this stage. That's, the song from this Mario. And great. As far as the world building, the soundtrack, the colors, everything, it was absolutely beautiful. So when I looked at the Rotten Tomato scores last night and saw the critic scores were like in the low 50s, high 40s, I was a little hesitant, but you got to remember, a lot of these professional critics don't like crap that's not politically commentaried or any kind of like agendas in them. They don't want feel good fun. They want like stupid social justice messages in them. Proud to say this movie didn't have any of that. In fact, the only woke thing that this movie would have is that Princess Peach is not a damsel in distress. She's actually a character that's strong. She shows Mario the way how to fight and combat and be a hero, right? So, yeah, not much in way of that. This was literally like a movie that I feel is perfect for kids and nostalgia heads like myself. If you grew up watching the Super Mario Super Show or the 93 movie, you're going to be pleasantly happy with this, especially if you grew up playing the games. Like Mario was one of the first games I ever played. Again, the Easter eggs and everything were great. The voice acting, aside from Mario and Luigi, Jack Black was great as Bowser. I think he stole the show. You could tell he really put a lot of passion and effort. As far as the voice actors for like Toad and DK and Peach, they were okay. The rest of the voice acting not had bad. It's what you would expect in one of these types of movies. The plot I thought was pretty decent. A lot of people felt they kind of weren't imaginative or creative, but think of the source material. It's Super Mario Brothers, where most of the games is you're just rescuing Princess Peach. So, at this point, anything is better. I think they did something different by having Luigi as the person that needed to be rescued. I really enjoyed that they did that because it played into Luigi's character, being a scaredy cat, but also playing in him developing and becoming brave. And also they didn't make Mario like right away like the amazing superhero that he is. Like he had to start, both him and Luigi, as literal like laughing stocks of their family and become heroes and save the day. They both had their own character arcs where Mario, he's very protective of his brother, but he was weak and scared, but he still made it. And Luigi, same thing. He became brave, and they both became the Super Mario Brothers. You know what I mean? So there's a good redemption there. Bowser was perfect. You couldn't screw up Bowser, especially with Jack Black as that. Donkey Kong, he was in the movie a lot more than I thought he would be. Honestly, I thought it was just going to be a gratuitous cameo. He was in it for more than half the movie, so I was really happy with that. Not a big fan of Seth Rogen though, but he at least didn't sound like too Seth Rogen-y, to be honest. I was happy with that. The plot, again, a lot of people were like, oh, the plot sucks and that. No, I thought for what this was, it set the stage. It was focusing more on staying true to the source material, the world building. I feel that they did the best they could with what they had. And for people to say that this had no imagination, they must have never played all the Nintendo games throughout the years that were referenced in this, because I was smiling from ear to ear. I even shed a few tears a couple times in some parts of this. I think if I was to score this a 1 out of 10, I would give this movie an 8. Am I easy to please? Am I biased because I grew up playing these games? Sure. But if you want a movie that you can feel safe assured taking the kids out to see, and just bonding over Nintendo and bonding over the history of Mario, you can't go wrong with this. Amazingly, chef's kiss, everything about it. I didn't see anything that made me roll my eyes, didn't groan, didn't see anything that was like, oh, that's not true to the series. I really felt like this was a love letter to everything about the Mario Brothers, and I think they knocked it out of the park. So I know I got my people asking me my thoughts and stuff, so I just wanted to share it with you guys real quick, give you guys a little bit something. Let me know if you've seen it already. I tried to be spoiler free, so hopefully I didn't ruin too much. I'll see you guys on the next one.